Hi, as you couldn't make it to the exhibition, I just thought I'd give you a quick video tour of the work. Okay? So we'll start here. This is a series of A2 prints of a street in Paris, or a wall of the street in Paris. It's called Rue Mazarine. And as you can see, I've focused in on the fairly minute detail of this wall, and then sort of overexposed it to sort of burn out some of the areas to give it a larger spatial feeling. And so all up, this piece is, I suppose, 2 or 3 metres in length. Okay, now over here there are 3 colour prints on rag paper of a stairwell in Lyon. With this, they're just the most amazing textures on these obviously very old walls, and a nice dark interior. Okay. And I also did a black and white version of these prints. These are smaller. I suppose the actual prints are about A4 size, and they're on a rag paper as well. In fact, that textural quality has worked better in these black and whites really than in the colour versions, and they have very much an etching kind of quality to them. Then over here, there's this print, photograph taken in, yes, you guessed it, Venice, and I call it The Crossing. And in this one, it's, as you may see, it's largely black and white, but I've kept the normal green and aqua colour channels so that it's, the water retains its normal colour. And then over here, in a similar colour, is this big tiled piece. That's 8 A2 sheets of paper, and that was taken of water. It's not a pond, it's actually water dripping onto the metal tabletop. When we were staying in the south of France, the day we left Cairns Minervois, I took these photographs, and yeah, just rather lovely ripples and splashes. I put this together because I needed some large pieces to try and give a bit of variety to the exhibition, so tiling things up like this was one way of doing it. And I've paired it up with this rather beautiful image of a door to the water, which was also taken in Venice. Rather lovely steel work there, and the reflections. Then over here we have this series of images of a storm in the Outer Hebrides. This was on the Isle of Harris, off the Isle of Skye, off the coast of the Scottish Highlands. And the day before, we were struck by this very potent hailstorm, and these shots were taken the next morning as the storm recedes into the distance. And with these, I've chosen to, rather than crop into where all the action is in the middle, keep this heavy band of black rock in the foreground and that dark grey with the rather sublime light captured in the middle. Next we have a series of 3 black and white prints, and these are of one particular building in Lyon, in the, I suppose almost the basement of the building. It's amazing, very organic architecture. It seems to be based on structures of a shell. And some more architecture from the same period. These are light worlds. You can see in this one how when they built these buildings were actually inhabited by the wealthy merchants of the silk trade in Lyon. And you can see how they're not at all modular like contemporary buildings. And the idea was to have a larger sort of balcony in the lower areas to let in more light, with the size of the balcony or veranda decreasing as you got closer to the top. Here are some more of the same area of architecture. In this case, rather beautiful arches, and I've worked on quite extreme contrast to frame these images. And then there's rather like this, we call it the balustrade. It's a very pretty image of the beginning of a stairwell. And then over here, some more stairwells. These are very strong spirals. This is probably my favourite one of them. It's sort of a bit surrealist, I think, sort of a descent into the underworld or something like that. As you can see with this one, very much such an organic form. It's like a fern frond unravelling. Really lovely. And then moving back to Scotland, we have Eileen Doonan, I think is the name of this castle. It's on the Isle of Skye. This is a really sort of archetypal image for me. I'm sure I had this castle in my head from when I was a child. Beautifully foggy, moody. Okay. Then along this wall there's another series. These are images of the Swiss Alps, and so this is the long shot, and then the images to follow, I've zoomed in on sections of this particular mountain. I was really interested just in the idea of sort of emerging or lost and found form in amongst the cloud. Quite an ethereal light shining on the mountain in these images. Then over here, this is a series of photographs taken in Lyon. It works rather like a film clip, a section of stills of a film clip. And these pictures were taken while Kerry and I were having lunch. And I looked up at a building nearby and noticed this woman brushing her hair. And I just couldn't resist the way she was spotlit, and that decorative lace and the dark background just made such a fantastic shot. In this one here, it's one where she actually appears to look down and see me taking the photographs, but she continued with her grooming anyway, and so we get this series of rather dance-like gestures in stark contrast against the black background. And this is probably the most sort of beautifully balanced of them all. Okay. Then over here, another series of water images. The drops of rain hitting the table. So there's some lovely detail and rhythms of the various ripples. And ending with a full stop. Okay, and here we have a video. We permanently have this video monitor, or this monitor in the gallery, so I thought I should do something with it. And the series of images here were taken from the earlier grid of water images that I showed you, and they were placed into PowerPoint and then merged into one another as separate slides and output to video. And the result is this very slowly changing series of images of the water, and with quite a strong green colour, which is really just to do with the degradation of the original image through that sort of editing process. Okay, and then last we have some photographs of the Callanish stones on the Isle of Lewis. These stones were erected about somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000 years ago. Well, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the show. Oh, say hi to Kerry.
Hi, Beck. Hi, Gary. And hi, Paul.
Okay, well,
hope you enjoyed the
we'll
show.
sign off. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you soon. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.